Getting ready. Blockchain brunch. Getting started. Whoo! Hello, everybody. Let me pull up LinkedIn really quickly so I can access comments. Because that has been a challenge, is accessing our comments, and I'm really excited to have you guys here. Beautiful. There we go. Is this not working? This would be very sad if it's not working. Oh no. Guys. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it is working. Fantastic. That was awkward. So welcome to Blockchain Brunch, everybody, where we are here every Wednesday at 10:30 Central. This is where the alpha is fresh, the coffee is strong, and the hiring tea is hot. I'm Emily, the crypto recruiter, and every week we dive into what's happening in the Web3 job market, the trends, the talent, and the truth behind who's actually hiring. So welcome. Trevor's going to be with us here shortly. If you have a question, a comment, a concern, leave a comment for us so we can help you. Hey, Trev.
Yo, what up?
All good things. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Beautiful. So why don't we start with some of the jobs that we have open? Because we've got quite a few. I've got 4 more opening this week, but what we've got live right now is a front-end developer, a validator operations engineer, a founding product strategist. I've got 2 senior backend engineers, a solution sales engineer, so like a little solution architect situation there, an account executive, a staff backend engineer, VP of engineering, founding hardware engineer. That one's based in San Francisco. Everything else is remote. Growth marketing associate, a community and help desk lead for an IoT device. So if you've ever troubleshooted devices, give me a shout. And a marketing and growth manager, a junior Solana developer, a Chrome extension developer, and we have something new that we're launching that I can't tell you about yet, but I will tell you on Monday. And we've got a couple other jobs, an HR job, a product job, but we'll dive more into that next week. Hey, Eduardo, it's good to see you here. Omar, good morning. Torsten, great to see you. How are you doing? Everything getting better? I know it's been a couple rough weeks for you. Trevor, you made an excellent post this morning, 22 minutes ago. I'd like to dive into that. Would you like to go through this list of companies that are hiring, or would you like me to?
You go for it. I've seen it enough in the last few minutes.
I know. I mean, you spend so much time on these posts. So if anybody doesn't know, once a week, Trevor posts all the jobs that he sees on his timeline. And that's a lot of jobs. He
Not
posts,
honestly, it's not even all of them. Like
yeah, it's just a job.
maybe we can figure out a way for like a special group or something of people that only attend these sessions might get like the special intel, because there's a much larger list, but LinkedIn only allows so many characters, so I max out on how many LinkedIn provides. Just so anyone was curious. So like, there's way more jobs out there, but these are usually like the creme de la creme that I like to select out there.
We're going to go through those in a second. Really quickly, Jared, your name sounds very familiar. Are you the gentleman that's been calling the office line? Let me know. Callum, great to see you here. Welcome. So jobs that Trevor so kindly posted for everybody. Now, these are not our clients. We are not associated with these. We're kind of associated with some of these companies, but we're here to post. We're not just here to gatekeep. So this is who's hiring. Metallicus is hiring a client service agent. You can reach out to Irina Burkon for that on LinkedIn.
RWA. Awesome, by the way. I met her actually in Toronto for the first time.
When we went to Consensus. Oh, yeah, that's
she was at one of like the side events, like the special whatever side events, and it's so funny because like I saw her and I was just like, you look really familiar. And like I don't even know how I remembered her name, but she's looking at me like, how the heck do you know me? I'm like, yeah, I've been stalking your company for a long time. So
amazing. Hey, that's how it goes, right? Always be branding. So yes, Jared, that was you. Fantastic. So I'm so sorry I haven't been able to give you a call back. I'll be very honest. Our work phone died, so I did charge it, which is fantastic news. Yeah, so we'll give you a shout back. Do me a favor, text the number you've been calling and we'll set up a time. But I'm glad I recognized your name. Sorry about that. Okay, back to who's hiring. So RWA.X, Y, and Z, they're hiring a head of growth. Guys, go to Trevor's page after this. Look at that post, like the post. You can reach out to Charlie YOU for that on LinkedIn. QuickNode is hiring a director of marketing. You can reach out to, oh gosh,
Havanes. He's awesome, by the way.
Havanis. Okay, I didn't want to
Yeah.
butcher the name. So Havanis, you can reach out to Glavlakin, Gavlakian. The company Bridge is hiring. They're hiring for financial partnerships. Yelena Reznikova. God, I'm so bad at
You're
this.
doing you're doing amazing.
I mean, 10 years in recruiting, I try to learn everybody's name. You know, it's funny, when I first started recruiting, you know, I worked with so many different people, so many different nationalities, that 10 years ago, I didn't know how to pronounce people's names. So there's this website called Name Pronunciation. So
Yeah, I
before
love
I
that
would get on a
website.
call, I would figure out how I pronounce their name, and then I'd start the conversation with, "Hey, Joe Schmo," you know, and they'd be like, "Oh my God, how do you know how to pronounce my name?" Jared, I got your text. Thank you. Company Immunify. So they are hiring a smart contract triager. You can reach out to Ash Pinto, Pinto, for that role. DYDX is hiring a senior software engineer. You can reach out to David Gogel, Gogel. Sweet is hiring a head of finance and operations. That's fantastic news. We love Sweet. The contact there is Oleg Fomenko. This is so much fun. Fomenko. Hedera Foundation is hiring a senior legal counsel. I actually have a great relationship with Hedera. There's no contact posted, but if you're looking for a senior legal counsel role, let me know. I can probably get you introduced. Eigen Labs is hiring a senior blockchain engineer. I also know Eigen Labs. There's no hiring manager listed on this post, so give me a shout about that. Reciprocal Ventures is hiring a VC associate. I know a lot of people that are looking for VC roles. Reach out to Craig Bruel for that. Burel. Now, oh my God, Trevor, you collected so many. Plume is hiring a social media lead. Caleb Lahea would be the right person to lead, to reach out to there. Leija. Symbiotic is hiring a director of marketing. You're looking for Nick Nara there. Nara. Canton Network is hiring a director of developer relations. I'm going to butcher this name. Melvis, Langyintuo. That's who you're looking for there. Standard Chartered Bank hiring an executive director, based in Germany. So you're looking for Marion Reuter, Reuter. That's the hiring manager for that. CoinDesk. We pray for CoinDesk. I mean, I love everybody at CoinDesk.
Yeah.
So they're hiring a markets reporter. You're looking for Ayon Asharf, Aoyonashraf. God, I hope none of these people watch this, because they're going to be like, "Emily, what are you even doing with my last name?" Gelato is hiring a Web3 senior front-end engineer. You're looking for Hilmar Maximilian Orth, Orth. And then two more, I promise. Bitpanda is hiring product security. Oliver Sinclair is who you're looking for there. And then Prov Labs is hiring a head of product. Reach out to Anthony Morrow for that as well. So everybody's hiring right now. I've had a lot of feedback that people think crypto has slowed down with hiring, and it has not.
Oh.
It is not. It is done nothing but grow. I'm not necessarily feeling overwhelmed, but we've got a lot of searches. I think we had like 7 new MSA agreements out this week with new companies, which is so exciting.
You know what it is too? I've also noticed that, like, well, let's talk about kind of maybe some popular jobs that we're seeing across different clients. So not only for our clients, but a bunch of them out there, like backend, like a senior backend engineers, like especially those that are like really proficient with like Rust. Like I feel like that's just like everyone's looking for a good, strong senior backend engineer. I keep seeing it, like it's everywhere. We have clients, there are jobs here, there are others that I saw. So like that's really interesting to see. But I think that what's even more interesting, and I try to do with these lists, is just kind of show the variation of like different jobs in the industry, right? Because a lot of people say like, well, there's only developer jobs in crypto, or it's only this kind of jobs in crypto. Like, as you can see, like there are tons of different opportunities out there. So wherever you're coming from, I think that there's an opportunity. And if you don't see a job out there for what you're doing in the traditional world, I think that there's possibly an opportunity for that to come about in the near future. Because if anything that can be done in Web 2 can be done in Web 3, there might be a different feel to it, a different flavor to it, or a different kind of like, scope to the role. But still, there's going to need to be strong accountants. There's going to need to be compliance and regulatory people with all of the legislation that's going to be going on too. I think that's going to be really important to kind of even look into that and see if you can kind of front run the market before a lot of these jobs actually start getting posted.
Really quickly, Shayna loves that you post all those jobs. So Trevor, thank you again for your commitment to growing the industry. Really quick, I'm scrolling down just a little bit. Hey, Peg, it's good to see you. Thank you for joining. So Christian was asking, where did Christian go? Oh gosh, is it not showing here?
What did Christian
say? So Christian said, too much information to handle. Is there a web page where those jobs are listed? It is a lot of information. Welcome to my life. So those jobs are listed on Trevor's page. We have our LinkedIn profile company page that has all of our open jobs. And again, something spicy coming for you on Monday. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Thank you so much, Torsten. Reuter is pronounced Reuter. Thank you. I'm just an idiot today. Omar. Oh, hey, Trevor.
Hello.
And then we've got, oh my God, there's so many people here. Hello from Portugal.
I love that we get people all over the world because like it's noon. It's a little bit, it's an hour earlier where you're at, but like it's morning for us, and we got people like it's like 6 o'clock. It's like they should be out like drinking a beer right now, and they're coming out and hanging out with us and talking about crypto. I love it. I really do love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. So I don't know if he's in the audience, but there's been a longtime viewer of Blockchain Brunch. I think he's been watching for about 2 years.
Whoa, OG.
This is not like a brag, guys. This is a truth. And if he's here, he can vouch. So he has been with us for about 2 years, just on Blockchain Brunch, looking at our posts. And yes, it took 2 years, but he found the perfect job. And he found the perfect job because we helped him with his profile. We helped him with his resume. We gave him interviewing tips. We set him up for success with interviewing prep. Right?
Is that the person I'm thinking that he got to? He just got a job at Coinbase.
No, I wish.
Well, there is someone else. I'm not going to name names, but someone else that came religiously. I was like looking at like I love just seeing like these updates, and I saw like that like. It's official. I've officially joined Coinbase, and they were always wanting to get into compliance and like AML, and like they're an actual like AML analyst. And I was just like, oh, I was just like so happy. I'm like, oh, that feels so good to know someone that's like put in the hard work and like they've been grinding and trying and learning for years, and like it finally pays off. It's like, oh, that's such a great feeling to see when someone lands their dream job. And of all places, Coinbase, right? Like that's no small achievement. Like that to get into Coinbase, incredible. Especially from someone that didn't have crypto experience beforehand. Like that's just amazing. So it's just a testament, folks, that like anyone can do this. You just got to put in the time and take what we say to heart and really like start applying it right now, immediately, not tomorrow, not next week, because a lot in this industry, like, today becomes tomorrow, and then tomorrow becomes yesterday, right? Like, so you have to consistently just get in it and start doing it right now, because I think that one of the things that, for better or worse, right? Like time is probably one of the most important things in this industry. And I don't think that a lot of people understand like the urgency of time, because things are moving at such a fast pace. If you put off something a week in this industry, a week is like, so much can happen in a week in blockchain that it's incredible. So definitely just like get on it right now. Do what you can today, even if it's just a small amount of it.
So this gentleman has been coming to Blockchain Brunch for about 2 years, And he calls me yesterday, maybe it was Monday, the time flies. And he's hiring, and he gave us 3 jobs, all because we've been doing blockchain brunch and we helped him land this job. So that was really rewarding to actually bring the value and then be able to help him on the other side. So that was cool. Kenneth, hey Trevor, long time no see.
Yes, he's a local legend here in Boston.
Love that. Love that. We've got a lot of people from around the world, Thailand,
Copenhagen. All right. So for everyone that's dropping these messages, can Emily and I come and visit?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Can we come hang out in Copenhagen?
So Bryce said his main takeaway was there are people that are actually paying attention, even if you don't think they're there. So in Blockchain Brunch, there are candidates, there are hiring managers, there are CEOs, right? You can't necessarily see who's watching, but this is a great example of, here's a candidate that became a client. Thank you so much, Christina, for sharing Trevor's post. Peg is in NYC. I'm in Chicago. Trevor's in Boston. I mean, we're all over. We are all over. So I would love to know, don't come to Barcelona because it's too warm.
Don't worry. I'll hit you up about Barcelona probably in like October or something like that. I think there's actually a pretty cool conference, but October is going to be a jam-packed month. I've been to Barcelona before. Absolutely love Barcelona. I would love to go back.
So guys,
you got someone from Puerto Rico too? That's so dope.
Tunisia. I mean, we are all over.
Tanzania. What? Wow.
Tanzania. Sorry. Emily is on the struggle today. And it's so funny because I'm on my 3rd cup of coffee and we are still struggling.
And you got the big cup? Yes, I love it. And I love the color matching today.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Always be branding, right? Always be branding. So guys, if you have a specific topic you would like us to cover, we're kind of free flowing today. We want to be able to answer your questions, your concerns. Columbus, Ohio. We've got a Columbus, Ohio person. Fantastic. My family lives in Canton, Ohio. Is that too much to say? Should I not have said that? Oh, well. Arizona. I love this. Thank you guys for sharing where you're at. But if you have any questions, let us know. We want to answer them, right? This is our opportunity to communicate with you guys and bring value and just help, right? We know we can't have conversations with everybody as much as we would love to. So this is what we do to, still bring value.
Maybe we can talk about, I love this, Thorsten. Where else have I been to Europe? I've been to London a few times. I've been to a couple of different places in France. Most recently, Paris. I've been to Munich. I haven't been to anywhere else in Germany yet, though. So those are the few places that I've been to in Europe, but I would love to get there for sure. You know what I wanted to talk about? And I had a conversation with someone that I'm going to be going on a pod to. They're working for a really interesting company, which is really cool. But they were talking about just when people are trying to get into Web3, the importance of being knowledgeable about the products and of that people are using in the industry, right? Not only are the narratives important, of course, all of that makes that makes you knowledgeable. You're able to talk the talk and walk the walk. But one of the things, and it resonated with me because I remember when I first got into crypto, I was using the products daily. I remember setting up a Coinbase account, right? Making my first crypto purchase. And I remember, creating my first MetaMask account. I remember creating my own, ETH wallet account. I remember buying my first Ledger Nano and actually making a transaction, sending it from an exchange, sending it to a cold storage wallet. All these kind of things just help me understand from a very basic level of certain blockchains, the speed of that moves a lot quicker than other ones, right? Because the first time I moved Bitcoin, I was just did it actually happen? Did it actually happen? And then it eventually hit the wallet, and then I used other cryptocurrencies, and the speed was a lot quicker, right? So I was able to kind of say, why is that possible with this blockchain and not possible with this one or others, right? So it's just really helpful for anyone that's new to the space to not only use the products, but to understand which ones are popular. So, get on X and whatever people in the community are talking about, like jump on it. Like I just started playing around with Zora. I'm still trying to figure it out how I can, utilize that. But I think it'll be a really good way to become a little bit more close and tight knit with the community, right? And being able to kind of actually have control over the content that you create on a platform. And then you're able to get monetized for that. It's really, really cool. So, I was talking to other people too. They're like, oh yeah, I heard about Zora. And like, I didn't even know about it 2 weeks ago. And now like it's just blowing up. So that's how quick things move in this space. You have to be always consuming information. But one of the things that I would definitely say is just like try to, once you find your niche or your passion or what resonates with you, try to kind of stay in that lane to become a subject matter expert in whatever that particular area is. Because one thing that can definitely like kill your aspirations or really slow you down in terms of being able to enter this space is just like being overwhelmed with information. There's so much noise. Like if you're on X, like depending on what kind of project you're doing research in, you got degens, you got people that are just there, like it can become an echo chamber. You got people that are like spreading FUD. You got people that are spreading misinformation. You got some scammers. The way that you communicate with groups when you're on Telegram, that's a whole different audience that you may not get on X. There might be some crossover. Your audience on LinkedIn is going to be completely different from your audience on Telegram or Discord, right? So understand that there are different ways to get this information and that you should be present in all these areas, but you definitely want to be learning as much as you possibly can. There's never a dull moment in this space. And quite honestly, like just keep learning. There's so much, but stay in a lane because you could get easily overwhelmed and there's so much noise and you don't want to have to try to consume all the information because that can lead to quick burnout for sure.
For sure. We've got a couple of really good questions. So, Eduardo, don't you feel a lot of HRs don't know anything about crypto, rely too much on AI to filter candidates? Do we really want to crack this cookie open? Because it might come off.
I didn't even know that question was. What did they say?
Do you feel HR doesn't know anything about crypto, and do they rely too much on AI to filter candidates? And like, this is a whole thing. I don't want to, excuse my language here, I don't want to shit on other HR professionals. Like there's so many incredible HR professionals out there. I will tell you this, to identify the right person, personality, skill, potential, you don't necessarily need to be a crypto expert. Now, I do think it's important that HR educates themselves and other recruiters educate themselves about the industry so you can have intelligent conversations. But yeah, I would say most lean towards not knowing. AI is filtering out a lot of candidates, which is why it's so important to optimize your resume. And isn't that so silly that we're in a day and age where it's like we have to optimize a resume to get a job? Like we can't just send in our resume and have it look at the experience and have someone take the time. It's interesting. Recruiting 20, 30 years ago was all paper. You know what I mean? People would have filing cabinets full of resumes and there was no AI. I like partially wish we could go back to those days, but also don't because like that's a lot of things to print.
So much paper. I remember printing out resumes. Like, oh my God, it's crazy how far we've come. There's this thing that we used to use called like the highlighter test. So we used to have a job description and we used to have a resume and we used to literally highlight the top must-have things in the job description and then try to go and find that in a resume. And like, essentially that's what AI is doing, right? It's filtering out these things. It's looking for keywords, but it's really important to talk about this topic, right? With AI, whatever our thoughts and opinions on it are, it's not going away, right? So I think that at this point, everyone should be trying to learn how to use AI and not let AI use them. And what I mean by that is that, there are so many different ways that I've been just kind of trying to keep an open mind. And one of the really, annoying things is when people are applying to jobs is that they have to kind of customize or tweak their resume, right? So then now you got one resume that you made for a marketing, your marketing resume that's highlighting more your marketing side versus maybe let's say content. So let's go go with me here for this. So then you get a job description, then you have to go to that job description, then you have to kind of tweak the things and make sure that you're including these keywords that might not be here. And then you're going to apply to a social media job, and the social media job has a little bit different things from that. So then you have to kind of filter out, okay, maybe I should include this marketing stuff, but not do that. That's time consuming. It's crazy, right? So one of the things that, I been playing around with is and putting myself kind of in the candidate shoes is like, all right, if you have a laundry list of every single thing that you do in your job, like from the day that you wake up and all the things, like no matter what it is, even if you think it's small, even if you think the details aren't really important, if you train someone, if you're teaching, if you're doing XYZ, list all of those things out and have like this long, like I would say, master resume. And then use ChatGPT, use some of the prompts, and then add the job description and say, with the resume that you upload, and say, remember my resume, right? And then it'll remember your resume. Then the next prompt should be, with this job description here, cut and paste it, compare it to the resume that I submitted before, and highlight which of the skills and roles and responsibilities are the most important for this particular job. And then ChatGPT is going to do a really good job of giving you the items in the list of things that's going to be really important for you. And then you can kind of change that back to what's a resume format. And this is going to be a huge game changer for you. And it's going to save you so much time instead of kind of going manually and then going through the job description to then determine what you need to highlight, cut and paste, change the words. One of the other things that you can do as well too, right, is that for some of these jobs, especially if the companies are new, some of these recruiters, and this is no knock on recruiters, but they may be really junior in the role and they may not understand all the terminology in the industry. They may not understand all the lingo, right? They may not know that like SEO means search engine optimization, or they may not know, what, KPI are, or they may not know that like, if you're in programming, if you put Go, they may not know that that's Golang, right? They're like, what is this Go thing? Like they're searching for Golang and they don't see it anywhere in your resume. So make sure that you can even ask it to incorporate synonyms of these popular terms that are in the job description to make sure that like no one's going to be missing that when it comes to a keyword search. So like that's a great way of being able to use this technology to give yourself the upper hand and the advantage. And like, think about this too. Like most people aren't doing this. So like you have to do these kind of things to give yourself that small competitive edge. I mean, even if it's like a small percentile, I think that that's huge compared to like all the hundreds and thousands of applicants. And your goal is to like stand out and do things just a little bit better than the rest of your competition to get that lead.
But speaking about standing out, Column set, is it Calum or Column? Please correct me. From a recruiter's point of view, is there much attention or interest put on an applicant's cover letter? So we have placed with over, I think we're at like 120 companies. The only company I've ever had ask for a cover letter is CoinDesk. It's the only company. It's the only company that has asked for a cover letter. So the 119 others, not going to read them. Right. And the problem is people have, for the last God knows how many years, everybody hasn't been customizing cover letters, right? It's the same copy and paste, dear hiring manager, blah, blah, blah. So people don't read cover letters because they automatically assume it's templated. Now, if you're a high level executive, I think they can be important and they can definitely differentiate. So, I would for sure have one if you're C-suite. And I'm not talking C-suite like, don't take this the wrong way. Like you're a CMO and you just graduated college, you've been a CMO for a year. That's not necessarily C-suite. I'm talking 15, 20, 30 years of experience C-suite. And I think that's kind of an interesting topic is the levels of a CMO at a startup and a CMO at an enterprise. There's a huge difference, and we have to keep in mind crypto titles are very flexible. So someone may have just graduated college and now they're a CMO, but in my opinion, they're not necessarily a true CMO. In order to be a C-suite, there's a lot of experience that goes into that to help you be more strategic and more thoughtful, and experience just leads towards better results, right? So I always kind of caution people, if you come to a startup and they immediately give you the CMO title and you have zero experience, it could potentially hurt you. It could potentially hurt you because you're probably a better fit for a marketing associate role. And then when people are looking for marketing associates, they're going to, one, think that you're not interested because you're a CMO, and two, be a little confused. Shayna has a great question. How do we connect with startups who might not have roles posted yet? There was a great comment, which was find out which events they're attending. I would, if you're interested in a startup, go to their Discord, go to their Telegram, start commenting on their posts. So when you send someone a connection request on LinkedIn, also set the alert button for all of their posts. So you can be the first person to comment. So that way your name becomes more familiar, right? One of my secret sauces is memorability, right? If someone sees your name twice, it becomes more familiar. And when you're more familiar with something, you're more comfortable with it. So I'm not saying that was like the full strategy of the crypto recruiters, but like if you need a crypto recruiter and you forget the name Emily or Trevor, you're not going to forget the word crypto recruiter. You know what I mean? And the more and more people see the name, the more familiar it becomes, the more comfortable they get. So that would be my advice there, is put yourself out there. And
I seen someone earlier, sorry to cut you off, but I seen someone earlier, I wanted to mention it. They were talking about like, where's there a list for all these jobs, or like, where do you go like to find these jobs? So on, like, quite frankly, folks, like, these are jobs, and like I said, this is a portion that I share with all of you, and I try to get the best ones and the most well-rounded ones that are there too, and the ones that I can at least do some vetting on and know that they're legitimate, not some rugs or something like that. But like, that's honestly, from every single day, I'm sourcing roles. Every single day, I'm following companies. Every single day, I'm going through my LinkedIn, my feed, and I'm like, I mean, I'll tell you guys, like, this is secret sauce, right? If I see a job that I really is interesting, and I think that this could be good for the community, or, you know, this is a target for me to go after in terms of trying to create a partnership, or to maybe get someone from the company on my podcast because I think they're doing really cool stuff, or whatever the instance is, right? Like, I'm sending myself emails all day. So like, I'll see a link, I'll go on LinkedIn. There's 3 little buttons on the bottom of the post. I go to send to myself, I email it to myself, and I'll send a little note. I'll say, this is a business development, or I'll say, this is SP for strategic partnerships, or I'll say, this is a P, it's for podcasts, or I'll say, you know, like, really interesting posts. I'll just say IP, and I'll give myself like these little like notes that I know about what they mean. So at the end of the day, at the end of the week, I'll go back, and then I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of jobs that I've sourced organically through my network, or either I'm doing these searches manually and doing like a Boolean search, and I'm sending myself that way. So like, if I find interesting posts, I'm doing the same thing. So like, all of you should take that tip as a technique, because it's way too hard to try to like, okay, I see a really good job. Now I'm gonna apply for it. Okay, now I gotta go back. I gotta get my resume. Oh, this isn't the right resume. Like, you're slowing yourself down. And like, once again, as I mentioned before, time kills in this industry. So that's like how I come about all these jobs. Now, if you do the same thing, it may not work to that level yet, because I've been able to grow my network, and your network is your net worth. And I've been very selective into who, you know, I want to bring into that network. So like, these people are coming up on my feeds because when I have relationships with them, or, you know, I found value, and vice versa. So that's another little tip. One of the other things, and I mean, I think we can do like a master class on this in itself, but for anyone that's trying to source jobs and find jobs on their own, once again, you should definitely follow my page and what we're posting as an organization, and look at our open roles on our website. But also too, everyone should learn about the basics of something called Boolean, Boolean logic. It's what, you know, we use. This is what any recruiter in the industry, if you're a good recruiter, you know how to use this. It's what searches the back end of any kind of database, like on a website. So you can use Boolean to search for jobs on LinkedIn. You can use Boolean to search for jobs on X as well too. A lot of people don't know that. So a very basic one is like, I don't know if we can put one here, but just look into that. Well, look into Boolean.
Here's an example. So if we're looking for a graphic designer, that
Yeah.
has Figma experience and has also worked in crypto, we might use the Boolean Figma and crypto and quote, sorry, Mark, graphic designer, right?
Yep.
That is basically it flexes between operators. So that means they must have all three of those words in their resume or LinkedIn profile for them to come up in a search.
Yeah. And I know I don't want to get like I said, do some research on this or hit one of us up. If you're a little bit more curious about that, maybe what we'll do is maybe like, I don't know, post some sample search strings or basic search strings that everyone can use somewhere, adding another thing for us to do. But, it's really important to be able to do that because like you're able to weed through so many more jobs. And I showed someone, I had a call earlier this morning and I showed someone and they were like, I've never heard of this before. Why haven't I never heard of this before? I'm like, I don't know. I'm sorry, but now you know. So maybe tell some friends, hopefully, please. But like it's able to go through hundreds and hundreds and thousands of jobs and bring you ones that are more targeted to those particular keywords that you're looking for. And that's going to save you tons of time. Most people, what they do is they'll search for one job and they'll look for jobs and then they'll go through those jobs and they'll go back and they'll say, I think I want to do something in ecosystem. Then they'll search for ecosystem, then they'll go through, look all the jobs. But with this method, you're able to take all of those things that you're looking for from a skill perspective or a roles and responsibilities perspective or a keyword perspective, and it filters a lot of it out. So that saves like hours and hours and hours. And yes, you can use that on LinkedIn. You can use, even though that the character limit is different on some of these different platforms. So LinkedIn, I think it's around like 30 characters or something that you can use. I think X is like 40. So some of them are a little bit different, and don't quote me on this. You have to play around with it. But some of them, right, like you can't put the same exact search string in terms of like the length of it in one platform that you can put in another one. And you can also too use that method in Google. It's called like Google X-ray search. It's a little bit different. The operator's a little bit different, so it's a little bit funky, but at its core, it's using basic equations and, as we mentioned before, operators. So operators are those words like or. So like if you put crypto in lowercase letters and then you put a space and then you put capital AND and then another space and then you put lowercase JOBS, like that's like, if anything, the most easiest Boolean logic that you can use, you can try out right now after this session. You can try it out, put it in LinkedIn, see what comes up. Go put that on X, see what comes up. And another little alpha tip that I'll drop for you as well too. If you guys are trying to do some research on particular crypto projects and learn about what's going on X, if you put a $ in front of the ticker symbol for a project, it's somehow like it's a different connector and it brings up different information that you would if you use the hashtag or if you just use the actual letters themselves. So like, I've been doing a bunch of research on Stronghold, right? So this is not financial advice, but what I've been doing is I've been putting the $, then I put SHX, and then I would combine that with the Boolean logic, and then I put a space, and I put capital AND, and then another space, and then I put roadmap or banking or ACH or any other things that I know that they're doing and they're building. So then it's bringing me very specific information about not only that company, because usually the company, when they list their company name or their handle, and then they'll also list that token. But then it's like also if any people in the community are talking about this particular project and what's going on with this particular topic, then I'm able to kind of learn a little bit more. And like I said, a lot of it's noise, but there are some really super educated people out there in the community that are just dropping like crazy amounts of alpha all day. And that's how I learned out about like this new phrase. It's called like, there are people in the community called like wallet stalkers. So these are people that are literally going online and on chain, and they're stalking like these big major like accounts and wallets and seeing like these transactions between like projects and institutions to try to get like a jump on like maybe this project is going to have a listing soon on a major exchange. Maybe this project is going to get an ETF. So it's really interesting. I know it's a little bit more degen stuff and kind of more on the stuff that I do on the research side, but yeah. And like I said, I found out about that because one, I'm curious about it, I'm interested about it, I'm passionate about it, but I'm also not afraid to like just try something new. And like I challenge all you to do that, right? Like play around with it. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, that's okay. You learn that it doesn't work. You're putting yourself in a better situation than you were before you even tried.
Shanna loves the tips. Thank you, Trevor. And thank you, everybody, for the comments on the cat. I actually have 5 pets. Mark is one of them. She's a mama's girl. But I've got a lot of love to give. I give a lot of love to my candidates. I give a lot of love to my at-home life. But the mascot of the Crypto Recruiters is actually my Newfie bear. He's the unofficial true mascot. He's 150 pounds of love and a little bit of slobber, not too much. But he's incredible. It's funny, actually, to ETH Denver, I brought my Yorkie. And I vividly remember walking into the conference, the entrance, and they were like, "Is that a service dog? You can't bring them in if it's not a service dog." And I was like, I literally just took a 4-hour flight with this dog to come to this conference. So I was like, yeah, it's a service dog. Yeah. So yeah, I'm big on pets. You know, I think they're incredible. I think working from home gives you the ability to expand your lifestyle. So you'll see Mark Chunk walking around the desk all the time. All right, so I've got to get going here. Sorry about that, guys. And oh my gosh, what's his name? Jared, I got your text message. I don't have time to go over your LinkedIn profile or resume today, but I'm going to text you back a link to my email, and we can go over it next week if that works with you.
Also, too, Em, if you could maybe drop our YouTube.
Yeah.
Check that YouTube out, folks. We put a lot of these recordings, clips, our videos from our blockchain brunch, bullish on, just shilling. We got a lot of content there. So show us some love. Go check out our YouTube channel. We definitely want to get that subscriber number up as much as possible. And look forward to us bringing you amazing content as always, folks.
We will see you guys very soon. Thank you for your time. We're glad for you to be here.